In this video, we will explain how the ECX build resume process works and how it results in an SAP resume that is effective at giving employers a fast and clear picture of exactly why they should hire you. The ECX build resume process was not created by accident. There are several key factors that make this particular process especially good at giving an SAP consultant a career advantage. If we click on the Build Resume Process tab at the top of the page, we see one of these key factors immediately. And that is that the Build Resume process consists of two key steps. The first is to provide employers with an overview of your career. That's the big picture of what you would bring to an SAP team. Before employers will spend time reading the details of what you did, they first want to know they are not wasting their time, so we give them your career overview first. The second step is to provide project details. If an employer does decide, based on the career overview, that you are a candidate who is worth considering, then they are going to want to see details from the projects you worked on. What was the project's goal? What was your role? And what were the highlights or the key accomplishments that you brought to the project? When you have provided details for all your projects, you are done. We will then combine all the information and produce your resume in ECX format. But we don't just combine the information. We make sure the resume is professionally polished, that the writing is clear and concise, that spelling and grammar are correct, and that your information is presented in a structure that clearly follows what employers search for in consultants' resumes. We also make the resume database searchable. That means employers can find you just by typing your skills and experience into the ECX searchable talent database. So first you click on the Career Overview button and provide a career overview. Then you click on the Project Details button and provide details on a project. Of course, you will have several projects, so you will fill out several project forms, one for each project. So let's look at the Career Overview form. You will see that it is divided into 5 basic sections: contact information, your professional profile, your skills and experience, your employment history, and your career highlights. You'll also notice that in the contact section, you have the option to upload a resume or a photo or both. We always recommend that you have a professional-looking photo at the top of your resume. It helps your resume stand out in the pile and makes your resume more approachable. At this point you might ask, why upload a resume if I am building a new one? The answer is that it helps to have more information rather than less information when building a resume. There may be things in your existing resume that you overlook when you fill out the form, so why not upload it? You might also ask, why not just take the information off the old resume rather than ask people to fill out forms? Believe me, this has been tried in the past. The problem with that approach is that usually the current resume leaves out or hides critical information, which is exactly the same problem employers face when they look at most resumes. The second section is your professional profile. The profile is what you would say about yourself in the first 20 seconds of a job interview. Just give us the facts as you would say them. Don't worry too much about your writing style. Tell us, what is the very first impression you would like to give employers when you meet them? The next section consists of several tables for your skills and experience. This is to help employers easily find the specific qualifications they are looking for. Simply enter a number for the number of years experience in an area, and also put an X or a check mark next to items where you were certified. The next section is your employment history. This is just a list of your employers, their locations, your positions held, and the dates you worked there. Remember, at this point, the employer is just looking for the big picture, so we don't want to slow them down with too many details. And finally, the last section is your career highlights. These are the most important facts I should know about you, like your proudest accomplishments, your biggest skills, things you did that really stand out. We want those to stand out on your resume. Some of these career highlights may also be highlights from a specific project, or they may be achievements that cover multiple projects. For example, that you had 5 years experience implementing SAP's MM module, or that you have managed project teams ranging from 5 to 50 consultants. In general, what are the 4 to 8 things that you most want an employer to know about you? List them here so employers will know. Once you are done, click the Submit button. Notice, by the way, what happens if you have left out required information. Missing items are flagged in red highlight. Simply fill the missing items in and click the Submit button again. When you do, a Project Details form will open. The Project Details form has been designed so that you can describe a project quickly and with the least amount of effort, and without repeating a lot of the same information you just gave in your career overview. We do ask for your last name, so we can link the project details back to the career overview. We also ask for the employer, so we can link the project back to the employment history. If you were your own employer on this project, then you can just check the Self-Employed box. For the client, please provide the name and the address. Sometimes the client and the employer are the same, in which case they probably have the same address. If so, you can just check this box as well. The next 2 items, your role on the project and the project mission, are easy to confuse, so we list them out separately. The role is the main reason you were on the project team. Were you the business intelligence specialist? How about the FI specialist? Did you tailor and extend the SAP application code? Of course, you may have had multiple roles on the project, but which one was the most important? The mission, on the other hand, describes what the overall project was about. Why did the client engage the team? What were they trying to accomplish? We listed some examples on the form to give you a better idea of the type of information requested. In each of these items, role and mission, please provide the information in just a single line. This will help both you and the employer to realize the value of what you did in the least amount of time. Next come the key accomplishments. This is what we call project details on the resume, where we drill down into the activities and tasks you actually perform. Try to list individual items separately, rather than try to squeeze a lot of accomplishments in a single highlight. It is better to have a longer list of short highlights than to have a few highlights that are really long. This makes it easier for employers to pick out the key things that you did and for you to pick them out yourself during an interview. Once you have finished with the highlights, simply click the Submit button. If you've left anything out, missing items will show up in red highlight. Simply fill in the missing items and click Submit again. When you do, this window will appear. If you have additional projects for which you wish to provide project details, click the Project Form button. If you've finished completing all the project details, just close the window. That's it. You're done. We'll get back to you within 24 hours to confirm that we received your information and to ask any follow-up questions. Thanks for watching, and good luck in your SAP consulting career.